Alright, so today guys, we have a computer build that a customer brought in. He brought in all the parts that's needed to make this build happen, and we're going to put it together for him. The first thing that we got is this case. It's the 11 Vision by Lian. It's actually a really nice case. I haven't seen this case in person, but when we unbox this, we're going to see it. Looking at reviews and things online, what's a little bit about this case is that it has a 3-sided panel visual, so from all sides you can see, except the back, you can see everything that's going on inside. Aside from the aesthetic view of this case, it's very practical. It has very good cable management and a lot of space to work with, and that's what's needed sometimes when we work with some computer cases, and it's nice to have the extra room and also the cable management to go along with it. So let's get this going. The next part we have is this MSI Pro B650 Wi-Fi motherboard. It's a pretty nice board. I really like the MSI B series motherboards. They're pretty straightforward and easy to use and put together. Very DIY friendly. This one in particular supports the AMD 9000 series, 8000 series, and 7000 series. The chip that we're going to be using for this is going to be a Ryzen 9, so good thing it does support that. It already has DDR5 support. The RAM that we're going to be using is DDR5 as well, and it's a pretty solid board all around. It has USB 3.2 ports on it, which is pretty nice, and it has some other key features. Faster Wi-Fi. The retail price for this is about $150, so it's not too bad, and I would say it's pretty budget friendly for a solid motherboard. Next we have up is this NZXT Kraken 360 liquid cooler pump. For those of you that don't know what a liquid cooler is, it's basically, this is a closed system loop which has water inside. You can't open it. Even if you do open it, it's not supposed to be open. And it has a pump that circulates water all through this cooler. It's kind of like a radiator in your car. You can kind of compare it to that. This model in particular is the base model for this series. It has no RGBs, and it has a 1.5-inch digital display that you can see here, which shows you can make it show anything actually, because it has a software that you can download, and you can put any picture you want on this LCD screen, which is pretty cool. And yeah, it's pretty solid. It's a pretty good cooler. It should have no issues. I do like the NZXT series. They have good parts. This cooler retails for about $180, which is pretty expensive for a cooler, but you're getting your money's worth, and it's gonna look good. The next part we have is this Corsair RM1000E. It's 1000 watts, supports up to that. We're gonna need that 1000 watts for this build particularly. We're gonna need the extra power. I love the Corsair brand. I love their products. Very good stuff. This is a fully modular power supply. You can customize the connectors as you see fit, which is pretty nice. It has a lot of wiring that you can use, which it comes with. You can get this power supply for about $200 online. Next, we got the Corsair Vengeance RGB DDR5 RAM. It's two 16-gig sticks, which come out to 32 gigs in total. This retails for about $140 online. Next thing, we got the solid state drive, which is this Samsung 2TB 980 Pro M.2. This is one of the latest drives that you can buy. Definitely one of the best drives you can get in the market. It retails for about 160, 170. It has 7,000 megabyte read speeds and 5,000 write speeds, so it's a pretty solid drive for this build. Next, we got the AMD Ryzen 9 7000 series, the 7950 X3D, the 16-core CPU. This is one of the best chips you can buy with money. You can game, you can video edit, and stream. Everything all in one. You don't have to even get a new CPU even if you wanted to. Compared to Intel, it beats Intel's i9 14 Gen chip. So AMD's definitely come a long way. It's definitely one of the best chips you could buy with money. Save the best for last. This is NVIDIA's 50 series card that we got here, the Gigabyte 5080 RTX, and this is one of their most controversial cards that I talked about right now. It's so hard to get. This is the 5080, but they have a 5090 model, which is even more sought after, and people are waiting in line at Micro Center almost 24 hours. I've heard of some people waiting in line for 24 hours just to get this card. The customer got lucky enough, he camped on Newegg and he snatched it. The retail on this card is about like $1,200, and people are reselling this card right now for about $2,000. You can imagine what this card is worth right now. Is just insane, and to even again, you can't even get it at all. I'm excited to unbox this thing. It's a pretty cool looking card, and I want to see how it looks in this build. So let's get it going. So unfortunately, guys, this board is damaged. The CPU socket, the pins, like 2 or 3 of the pins are bent, and I have a microscope that looked under. Those pins are not even worth salvaging. We're gonna need a new board because obviously these pins like that, the CPU is not gonna read, and this board is just dead. So we're gonna get this returned. I just confirmed with the customer. He's gonna try to get this swapped out, and we'll go from there. All right, so as you guys saw previously, the board, the MSI board B650 was damaged. The CPU socket on the board itself had 2 or 3 pins that were bent, so we could not use that at all. So the customer took that back, and he went to Micro Center to pick up this ROG Strix B650 gaming board. It's a pretty nice board compared to the MSI board. They're very similar, but this one has one more M.2 slot, and aesthetically it looks a lot better. Cinematically, we don't never. All right, we're screwing in the motherboard to the casing. It has 9 screws. How much room it has. Cable management is on point. It's hidden, it's tucked in. SATA drives, you want to put it in here. 2 SATA drives, cubbies. Power supply is gonna go right here. All right, next we're gonna be putting in this power supply. Let's see what we got. Power cable, PCIe connectors, CPU connectors, SATA connectors, everything in one. Don't really have to buy anything separately. The expansion on this is amazing. They made it look better. Beveled edges. It's like wider. It's a wider button. Just put the ATX main power cable in. That's this right here. This end which goes to the motherboard. Now we're putting in the CPU connector. Next we're putting in the NZXT Kraken 360 liquid cooler. Alright, let's put 3 fans here. Non-RGB, they're not RGB. I think it would have been pretty cool if they were, but that's fine. We got the radiator. This is all metal. Right here. Literally looks like a mini car radiator. And the water goes through here, circulates through a pump, which is right here. And we got the heatsink right here with the LCD right on top. It should have a power cable somewhere here that powers it up. Alright, the cooler is in, and also we just installed the fans. We're just gonna reroute these fan wires through this rubber grommet, which is pretty nice. Look at this. We got the grommet on the bottom and the grommet here, very well hidden. Put these in there, just like that. And this is the SATA cable that powers the fans. Motherboard now. Alright, so we just got done doing all the wiring. I just tucked it all in. Before I go any further, I do want to give it a test. I'm going to turn it on and make sure it does turn on and there are no issues. It's not going to fully boot yet because, one, there's no operating system, and I haven't plugged in the graphics card in yet. But we just want to make sure it does turn on and go from there.
Oh, thank God, thank God, thank God.
Alright, I saved the best for last. We're going to finally be unboxing the Gigabyte NVIDIA GT Force RTX 580. Manual. Gaming starts here. Sticker. Man, this card is huge. It feels pretty solid there. Alright, now I need a zip tie. Alright, one second. This is the final wiring. This is how it's gonna look. Looks pretty good, I would say. These wires are thick, but these Velcro straps that came with the Lian leak case took care of a lot of the smaller wires, and then the big bracket in the back I ran the bigger wires through, and for the most part, I think it looks good. The glass, I think, is smooth. I already know it's a fit. Alright, so we're finally done with this customer's build. Everything's put together, everything works perfect. I loaded a new Windows software on it and it booted right up. The card almost takes up half the case, as you can see. The customer didn't want too many RGB lights. That's why he has just the RAM and obviously the RGB on the graphics card itself. Other than that, it looks pretty cool. Not a bad build. This case is heavy as hell.